Are you going to buy something such as Plex? Always enter code Aceface into the Creator Code tab here. This makes it so that 5% of the earnings go to me and doesn't cost you anything extra. I would appreciate it a lot. Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. Welcome back to the Crimson Harvest of 2025. Unfortunately, the last time we did this, we came to an unfortunate end. We got absolutely destroyed. Two reasons: we didn't tank enough, and we also ran out of capacitor. A bit of a combination of the two, and they go quite hand in hand, because when your capacitor runs out, you tank less. And then also, just in general, we needed a bit more tank, and I would say perhaps even a bit more DPS too. So I was thinking of then trying a Harbinger fit that uses a bit more tank, especially when it comes to the EM department. You see here, EM Armor Hardener. This has, however, less DPS. You see heatsink, only one heatsink. But I wanted to try this out. I think it might work, but not 100% sure if it will. So we're going to give it a go. Do the multi-fit here in a MAR. Because this thing is deadly. Very deadly. The Crimson Harvest sites are not at all ones that you can just do as a new player. And also, if you go in too weak, then there's a high risk that you will not come out alive, because they have warp scramblers and warp disruptors that will keep you in place. Let's just get some tracking scripts here. Script, tracking script, and then tracking optimal range. The YouTuber Zach, a really cool YouTuber for EVE Online, he sent me a comment saying he wants me to see me do Tengu, polarized Tengu doing this Crimson Harvest site, so we're going to see if we can get that arranged. That will be quite cool to see, because the Tengu can do a lot of damage if you add polarized or heavy assault missiles to it. But right now I want to start with some cheap stuff, and we'll perhaps get to that later. Okay, now it did not have the right fit.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
It was not the right fit here. This used the old fit. Gonna make some quick modifications. Alright, there we go. Just gonna give that tracking computer as well. Okay, so now we've got the shit fitted. So the main difference with this EM Armor Hardener, because I saw that a lot of the NPCs are doing EM damage, so I think that can give us a big benefit. Medium drones. Put in the DPS. Now I've got a separate one for light drones. You can check what events we've got close to us, because the Crimson Harvest site, it has two types of events. We've got the Tetramon, well actually three. Tetramon, Crimson Gauntlets, and then you've also got the different class mini event sites. And these sites, they're a lot easier at the lower levels, and it can be good if you want to get into this and not have a too expensive a ship, like these class 2 cybernetic incident. Definitely have to check them later. Class 2 ones, well, we did check them before, but we didn't manage to successfully complete them. Throw over here. Raid of Sacrifice. It's a home front operation, okay. I can't remember seeing that. So if you can't see them in the one jumps away, then you just have to keep going. Go out a few systems, and then you'll eventually perhaps find a site. It'd be cool to see what we can do with the class 1 and 2 sites here. Destroyer seems to be a bit more appropriate for the class 2 ones. I was having a hard time with my Punisher. Unfortunately, since we removed one of our damage modules, we will be doing a bit less DPS, so this site might go a bit slower. And unfortunately, that could possibly also cause us to die again, because DPS, even though DPS is not tank, but it works sometimes as a tank indirectly, because the quicker you kill stuff, the less stuff is going to be able to do damage to you. If you compare a ship that's got twice the amount of DPS as another, it's going to theoretically not have to tank half the amount of stuff during the whole site. So it can be an idea sometimes to invest in DPS more than tank, but I felt like we needed more tank last time. that was too much. We had all these Tetramon guys surrounding us. It was they were very strong. We'll have to find the... sometimes these events are not too easy to find because a lot of people like to run them. We do find these low class ones, so we should have perhaps run some of these instead, but now I fitted to run the Crimson Harvest ones, the big boy events. Nothing here. Let's go to Irnin. We can also find a route to go. So let's say we find a system 4 jumps away. There's got 3 anomalies. I'll go there. I don't go to these ones with 10 anomalies because the ones with the crazy amounts of anomalies, you know that that's a tutorial system, because the tutorial systems have lots of anomalies in there, because these tutorial systems have missions that like sites or anomalies that you can see in the anomaly tab, so it gives you the false impression that you've got a lot of sites when they actually don't, or it's just insignificant ones. And especially since I know that around the MR region there's quite a bit of tutorial sites. Okay, we found quite a few sites here. Oh, there's a ton. Look at that. 4 sites in Shesha over here. We've come to like this kind of island area. Oh, look at this. In Shesha, we've got tons of guys here. Let's go with the Crimson Gauntlet. Hope we don't get eradicated. Tracking speed will be what we want to start with. I should have added some boosters just to give a little bit extra margin to get through. Let's go and take care of these guys. The battle cruisers do a lot of damage. Could be good to take them out first. But it's not always easy when they're really far away and everything's webbing you down. So we'll just cruise towards the gate here. Oh, we're taking very little damage, you see that? With 1 armor bear. And then we can soon switch over to the conflag. I think that the EM shield hardener is making a big difference actually. Let's check our resists. Yeah, we're getting some decent resists here. But this is the first wave, they're a lot easier. So we can't do a fair comparison already. Put this tracking computer down a level so that we don't accidentally click it. Use our drones to help a little bit with the DPS too. That's good, those drones, those medium drones going out a little bit like that. It's nice. I think this is not going to be able to take it. Now that we've got half HP and we're still not able to get through the first wave without consistently going down in the tank. I thought we would be able to face tank this first wave, but it's not as good as I thought. And that's due to us not having as much DPS, so we're having to tank more, but also because I removed one of these rigs, the auxiliary nanopump, and I replaced it with the capacitor control circuit, because I thought that it could be good that we have some extra capacitor since we had problems with capacitor previously. Next gate, let's go. We just about got through the last site. It was really close to finishing it, but it didn't work out. Okay, now we've got the next wave. We'll see how good this goes. If we notice that we're taking critical amounts of DPS, we're going to just have to try to focus on the ones that are warp disrupting us and try to escape so we can at least save the ship this time. Last time it was a bit hard to save the ship. Taking way too much damage and too many disruptors. Keep moving to the second acceleration gate. Destroy these little frigates that are causing problems. Okay, it seems like our tank is becoming slightly better now. All that sage, you see that guy over here? Harvest Sage. He's doing a lot of neuting. Use our drones now a little bit. Tanking a lot better in this wave than the previous one. I'll try getting a bit closer to them. Could help a little bit with how much damage we do to these big guys. At the same time, it's really hard for us to move when we're getting fully webbed. Oh, look at that. Look at that. You see our capacitor is going down a lot. Could be an idea to just go with a single repper, maybe bling it a little bit. And then you can add a nice resist module here. Then you're going to have such a good time tanking them. That'll be no problem. I think that could be an idea, actually. You can then save up on a lot on tank as well. Because this second rapper is doing absolutely nothing, it's just being a waste. Yeah, I think it could be an idea. I like the idea because with my Precious Zealot in the T0 to T6 Abyss, it's good in that it's very cap efficient. Like, it doesn't have any problems with capacitor at all. And that's largely due to how I've made it so it just uses one repper, but really good resist. So even though that repper is not repairing so much numbers of armor, but each armor HP point it repairs is worth much more than these dual rep fits. But I mean, dual rep fits often they are able to achieve higher absolute amount of tank, but you get a really solid cap when you're going with the single rep style. And you also have a really good buffer in case you've got lots of people who are doing high alpha strikes as well. Here we need to be a bit careful. Look at that, our capacitor is going down quite a bit. There's a lot of neuters. I need to recall the drones because there's a high drone aggro here too. Try attacking some of these Harvest Sages, because I believe they're doing the strongest amount of neuting. Yeah, you see those drones that are taking a lot of damage too. This is not a safe place for drones. A lot of drone abuse can happen here. Oh, we're getting tracking disrupted, because that can also be something to take into account. You suddenly do a lot less DPS. And I can't shoot the enemy. My guns are just shooting in nowhere, but nothing's going through, even though I'm in range. I've had circumstances where I'm getting tracking disrupted so much. In the Abyss, I remember I had the Zealot hitting usually out to 30 kilometers, and then suddenly it only can do 15. Oof, look at that. Look at that capacitor. Doing some hard newts here. Some really strong newts they've got. Whoa. This ship has got even more capacitor capabilities compared to our previous ship that we had. But still. And again, that has a bit to do with that we've got less DPS. Less DPS is going to make us consume less capacitor, because we've got energy-based weapons. So the more we shoot, the more capacitor we use. But at the same time, if we destroy stuff quicker, there's also going to be less people neuting us. And I believe it was also because we were going to Tetrum on site before. But I have done a Crimson Harvest or a Crimson Gauntlet in the Harbinger, and it has gone well. Done with this site. It could be an idea to take a bit of a break here and then wait for our capacitor to recharge, considering how we've been neutered quite severely. You see that? Look at that. Capacitor is not feeling so good there. Getting a bit toasty in there. The capacitor is working overtime. Oh no, oh no, please no. Don't need a Vindicator here. Vindicator is going to outcompete us 100%. Those guys, tons of DPS. Before Marauders got super buffed to do the amount of damage they do now, Vindicators were the highest DPS ships you could encounter in high sec. Wrap up a little bit, but I don't like the idea of going in like this. And then that guy, the boss, is going to neut quite a bit as well. Could be an idea to prioritize the neuters, since it seems like we've got pretty decent amount of tank, but we're not able to utilize it at all as much as we would like to. So maybe let's do that. Let's prioritize the neuters, because I think we've got enough tank, we've just not got enough capacitor. And this is valuable information because this allows us to optimize the fit a bit more. Because it seems like the amount of DPS you need to tank it is not as much as I thought you do, especially when you factor in the resists here. The capacitor is very important. Take out all these neuting guys. We can maybe even destroy the small frigates. They go down very quickly, so we're easily wiping out a bit of neuting. There's this sage here, he newts quite a bit. And I can imagine this Blood Raider Purifier is going to do a lot of damage though. With his big vol— oh no, Vespas. Each one of those worth 1 million. And more neuting. But the Saviors, those guys, they love to neut. There we go. Take out this Savior here. We should be a bit careful with our drones because they're starting to take damage again. Oh, they take so much damage. Drones take so much damage. Lost one drone. Purifier is just chilling here. He's not doing a lot of damage. If this was an actual Purifier, it would have wrecked us. The torpedoes, Tech 2's torpedoes using the dual target painters, our Harbinger would go down really quickly. That's good. So we took out those neuters. You can see our cap is stabilizing here. It's very good. It's very good. No rush to destroy. Actually, we should probably destroy this Harvest Diviner here because I believe the next wave will spawn in. Doesn't matter if we destroy these guys or not, they'll eventually just spawn in. Sometimes the waves overlap a bit. But I'm pulsing my Afterburner just to save a little bit of capacitor. A little bit of capacitor. It could also be an idea if we want to save on the capacitor. We can remove this tracking computer and just go with one web. Because I think we will survive with just one web. It will be a bit harder to apply to these guys, but I think we will survive. You could put maybe somehow dual cap batteries. Maybe you could put a medium cap battery or cap recharger. Different things you can do. Okay, I want to go for the Saviors because they do a lot of neuting. And then recall the drones because I know that they're going to be hammered by these guys. If we take out as many of these Saviors as we can because they all seem to neut a lot. And then we go for that Sage afterwards. So we'll go towards him with the Afterburner on. And activate our armor repair a little bit as well. Good, good, good. I mean, we are still applying a decent amount of damage even when we just didn't even web them. I was still able to apply a little bit of damage to him. Okay, it's getting hot now. Let's see if we can get some drones on the destroyers that's here. Let's destroy as many of these NPCs as possible. Good. Recall, recall, recall. Drones are just dying. No, look at that. It's like as if they've got a smart bomb or something. The amount of drone waste we've got here. Ah. I think we should go for these diviners. They're doing the majority of the damage actually. Because the boss will spawn in any second now. I think we should use a little bit of dual reps just to get a bit more armor HP ready for when the boss comes in. We need to have as much HP as possible there. At the same time, we need as much capacitor as well. It's a fine balance. It's a fine balance. Harbinger, let's go. Let's get that. Let's get that. The enemy Harbinger. Oh no, another drone down. Come on now. I think we can do this. Because I don't think another wave will spawn in, will it? I hope not. Yeah, there he is. Look at that. That boss is there. And we've not got any big neuters here. So I think we will be able to take care of him. We can orbit current so that we get a bit better transversal on the boss. Destroy. There we go. Good. Nice. Very nice. Okay, and get our Vespas on the Overseer. Okay, let's do everything on the Overseer. I think we can. We just need to get a bit further away from him because he's very close. If we use a bit of webs, he should not be able to get too close to us. He's fast, that guy. Look at that. I think he's got an MWD or something. We can maybe orbit current at 10 kilometers. Then at least we'll keep up a bit of transversal. Come on now. We can take him. They were tanking actually really good with one repper. I didn't that a second repper was completely unnecessary. We could add another resist module. And then we could possibly, or we could add even another capacitor module. And bling slightly that one repper. But it's interesting because you learn which one's neut, so then you know which ones to focus on if you've got problems with capacitor, because in our case we had problems with capacitor, so we could focus on those little frigates and also the Blood Sage, which neutered us a ton. Now it's going really good. We're stable here, stable. Harbinger's stable. Now if we can just somehow optimize this to be able to do more DPS, then it'll be perfect. Could be an idea if you switch out the medium armor repair for damage module, and then you put instead of the tracking computer, you put like a camp battery or a capacitor module, and you have really good capacitor and more DPS. And basically the tank is the same because we're not using this second armor repair at all. And we could possibly bling slightly the medium armor repair. This is very interesting and valuable information we're getting here. Yeah, it's good. Okay, so this is what happens in this event when you actually complete it successfully, unlike before. Oh, interesting. MTU blueprint. Oh, you can have a faction MTU now. New MTU. Whoa, that's really cool to see. Those are very cheap blueprints, though. I saw only 400,000, so it doesn't seem like they're so. Ooh, got some nice cash too. Doesn't seem like they're so crazily valuable. But this is a new MTU. We can check, view the contract, or view the recipe, see what you need. You need some of these items. So you're upgrading an initial, like a regular mobile tractor unit. I'm just shooting this using decloaked dark blood transmission in the meantime. The Takmal stuff is worth very little. You see, only 800k. So this seems like you can have some kind of upgrade to the MTU. We've got some little extra cash here, like the blue loot. So we'll check here this MTU. It's interesting stuff we've got here. MTU and the mobile sanguine harvester. So 125 effective range. And the maximum velocity is 1000. What is the difference then? Ah, it collects frozen corpses instead of wrecks. Okay, so this is very good if you're a corpse collector. You can plop down one of these around Jita. You can grab in all the you can grab in all those frozen corpses. It would be interesting if there was an MTU that also picked up only wrecks that had no loot in or wrecks that had loot in. so that you can sort of distinguish between them. If you just want to have stuff that has loot and say you're facing enemies that drop very good loot, could be an idea. That was the Crimson Gauntlet in the Harbinger. Went really well. I think we can do some modifications to this fit to actually make it go better. This EM, I think this EM hardener did wonders, and I think we can actually remove the medium armor repair and have one that's really good instead. Or we can just have like a really good second damage modules possibly as well. We'll see. But hope you guys enjoyed. We learned a lot of good information from this this site here, or at least I did. Hope you guys learned something too. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.